Oh, hello. Welcome into my workshop and welcome to the show Creations in Clay. My name is Louis Palladini, and tonight I'd like to do an animal that everyone is familiar with. They're kind of lovable when they're little. I want to do a lion cub, and I'll show you how to do that from start to finish. And they're a very nice little animal. I mean, they look cute and cuddly when they're little, but you know, when they get older, then you got to watch out, I guess. But I'll show you the types of clay that you can use. There's modeling clay such as this, which never hardens, which can be used over and over again, and once you get bored with the item, then you can use it over again and make something new. Another type of clay that you can buy in any art store is air hardening clay, which hardens like in a couple of hours or overnight. And then this one here, you can actually paint it so it's permanent. My preference for the clay is a clay called Super Sculpey, which can be baked in the oven at 275 degrees for about 15 or 20 minutes. You can drill it, sand it, you can make a tremendous amount of detail, and that's why I really like it. I'll show you the size balls of clay that you can use. For the body, this is the size ball that we'll be using tonight. And then for the head and ears, we'll use this size right here, and then you can see the two little balls of clay for the ears. And then this size ball here for the tail. And then we have these four smaller balls here, and these are going to be the legs. So the first step that we're going to do is we're going to make the body of the lion cub. I'll use my little model here. So basically we're going to work on this piece here. And then we'll proceed to detach the head, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So we'll take the piece of clay here and just almost make it into like a potato type shape. Just kind of work it with your fingers like this. See that? And you can take that and just work it kind of like that. And just work it like that. And we just want to get that shape. Okay, see the shape that we have right now? That's the shape that you want for the body. That's what it'll look like from the side, the top, the back, and then the front. What we're going to do now is we're going to take this other ball of clay here, and we're going to attach the head. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to place those two together. See, and just kind of work them in. Just going to go, just take your fingers and kind of pinch it together like that. See how I'm doing that? I'm going to go all the way around to make sure it's properly attached. Just like that. And we got that. And then another thing that we'd like to do is we'll make the tail next. That's going to be something very simple. We're going to take this ball of clay here, and then we're going to proceed to put this on the table. And so you're going to just roll it a little bit like this. Just like that. And I'm just going to pick it up now. We're going to make that shape of the tail. Just like that. See, I'm kind of pinching that. Just like that. So this is what the tail will look like. It'll be like that little point at the end. This is the part we'll attach to the body. You want to do it like that. So what we're going to proceed to do now is I'm going to take and attach it, see, to the end like that. And what we can do is just kind of work the clay. See how we're working the clay together? Just like that. And it's a good start. The next thing that I'd like to do is I want to make the legs. So we're going to take and make the two front legs first. So we're going to take these two balls of clay here, and we're just going to roll them on the table a little bit. Just like that. We'll do the same for the other one. And I'll show you. We're going to roll them almost into like a log shape. So, okay, so that, see how I'm working that into the log? That's going to be one leg. And I'll pick this one up and I'll show you. We'll just kind of work this like that. See how kind of stretching it out, making it into almost like a little log. And then what I would like to do too is kind of make the feet. So see, I'm going to pinch this at the end like this. See how I'm pinching that? It'll look like that, and that's what it will look like from the side. You kind of want to pinch and pull it up. See that? And that's how we're going to make that, that's going to be like the first foot. And we'll proceed to do the same thing with the other one. So I'll take this, and see this how I'm kind of pinching the clay at the bottom and pulling it up to make the foot. See that? It's rounded. That's what it will look like from the side. That's what it will look like from the front. And put those two aside. Now the next thing what we want to do is make the hind legs. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm not going to roll it on the table because I want to show you the shape that we want to make. I'm going to take this model here. See this leg here? See, we kind of want to make that shape there and then put like a little bend in it and then put the foot. So I'll proceed to show you how to do that. And we'll take, I'm going to take this now. See, I'm kind of working the clay, pulling it out. This is going to be where the foot's going to be. And it's going to be like a slight little bend. See how I'm making that shape? We're going to kind of go like this, then down. And we just kind of want to make that little bend. I'll show you, I'll keep working it. I'll show you what it should look like. We're going to work to proceed to make the foot. We're going to do like we did before. See, I'm kind of pulling that out, just like that. And then on the leg, this is the shape that we want. And see how I'm making like a little point back here. This is actually like where one of the little bones sticks out. So that's the shape that you want right there. And we'll make two of those. I'll proceed to make the other one. So take this and you just kind of squeeze it with your fingers, just like this. And then what we're going to do, we'll flatten this out a little bit up top, but I'm trying to lengthen this out now. And then we're going to make that little like point in the back. I want to take and stretch that a little bit. I want to make the foot first. See that little area I'm making the foot? Kind of pinch that up and pull it up. That's what it will look like from the side, the bottom. And then we're going to take and angle this a little bit. I need to make this a little more pronounced. See that shape there? See how you got that little bone like protruding? That's what you want for the, this is the shape that you want. So I'll proceed to show you how to attach these to the lion cub. We're going to take the first leg here, and we're going to attach that right about there. So we're going to take that and just kind of work that like that. Just kind of work it in, take your fingers and kind of work that clay in. Now we'll proceed to take one of the hind legs, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put that right about there. So I'm going to work that in on the back, just like that. See, I'm kind of pinching that. Pinch that in the... I'm going to try to And then we'll do the other side. And we'll take this leg here. I want to make sure it's approximately the same location. And we're going to work that in. Just kind of take and pinch that in there like that. And work it in. See, I'm just working that with my fingers. I want to make sure that I want to make sure that it's lining up with the other one. So you can see that. You kind of can see that from the bottom. And then we're going to take the last and final leg, and I'm going to put that right about here. So we can take that, so we're just kind of working that in, just like that. From both those sides. And I just want to see if I can get him to stand up now. So at this point, this is what he'll look like. See how I get the legs from this side? That's kind of like what he'll look like from the top. And that's what he'll look like from the other side. So the next thing that we want to do is I want to proceed to make the face. We're going to get these two small balls of clay right here. And we're going to make the ears before we actually do the face. So you take these small, and we almost want to squeeze them flat into like a U shape. See this, the shape that I'm making right now for the ear? See that? That's the shape that you want for the ear. And then that's what it looked like from the side. And we'll just work that a little more. And we'll put that approximately right here. So I'm just kind of working that in. So taking, you pinch the clay behind it, and then the front of it, you work it in like that. So we're going to take the other piece of clay. So they're going to take that ball of clay, make it almost into that U-type shape. And then we're going to then you flatten it out. See how it's flat? You take your fingers and your thumb and just kind of flatten it like that. And make like a little indentation there. So we're going to proceed to attach that to the other side. Right here. So you take that, just kind of work that with your fingers. Just like that. And then from the other side, we're going to work it in like this. See, I'm taking my thumb and kind of pinching it into the head. So the next step in the process is we want to make the snout or the nose. So I'll show you how we'll do that. We want to make this, see this little piece of clay here, this area right here? That's the snout. And we're going to make that right there. So I'll show you, I have an extra piece of clay, and we'll proceed to make that. It's always good to have a little extra clay on the side. So we'll take that. And now the size ball we'll start with is approximately this size. I'll see, we might have to subtract, we might have to add. I'll just see how it looks when I put it on here. So what we're going to do is take and you place that on the front like that. And just kind of work it in, attach it from all sides. And I want to kind of work all the way around to kind of attach it. And then, so the general shape that you want is something like that. And what I also want to do too is kind of make indentations for the eye. So I'm going to take my finger and kind of make an indentation there for the eye. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Because what we're going to do is the next step in the process. Now that we get the ears, I do want to get the eyes. There's a little sculpting tool that looks like this. And I love this little tool because it's great for doing the eyes. See, it's got the nice triangular shape. When you buy these in the store, they'll come in a package like this. And you can buy these in any art store. There's other tools in there, and I'll show you how to use some of those another time, but you probably pay about $7 or $8 for this. So I'll show you how to do the eyes. We're going to take and see my tool here? I'm going to take this and take the triangular edge, go in there and kind of like scoop out the eye, like this. And we'll keep that little piece of clay. And then what we're going to do is I'll do the same thing on the other side. If you don't get the proportions exactly 100%, doesn't matter. These are just some good techniques to know. Once you learn these, then you can progress to better techniques later. But this will give you an idea of how to start the whole process. So now what I want to do is take that little ball of clay that we just scooped out, roll it into a little ball, like this, in my fingers, and I'm going to stick that back in for the eyeball. See, I push that in. And you just kind of push it back in like that. And then what we're going to proceed to do is do the exact same thing on the other side. So now I'm going to take and roll this in my fingers, stick that little eyeball in, and then what we'll proceed to do is take and so you kind of just push it in like this with the tool. And then we'll do that from the other side too. So I just kind of want to take a closer look at it now from this side, and I'll just work it a little bit. And another thing I'd like to do is I want to make the eyebrows a little more pronounced. So we're going to take some clay here. I'm going to take some small pieces like about this size. I'll put them on my hand so you can see them. About that size there. And we're going to take these, and I'll show you. You're going to roll this in your fingers, then I'll show you the shape that you want. Like a little eyebrow, and that's the shape that you want. And I'll show you what we'll proceed to do is you put that over the eye like this. Just like that. You just kind of work it in. Just like that. And we'll proceed to make the other one. So I'm going to take you, kind of roll in your fingers like this. And then you want to just make this shape here, then we'll put it above the eye. See that? It's kind of small, so. But we'll take this now, and I'm going to take and put it right over here on top of the eye. And just kind of work that in like that. Just kind of work that in. Just like that. So the next step in the process is I want to get a toothpick, which can be bought, in a supermarket or a drugstore or something. And I like this one because it has the double point. And we're going to take this and stick this in one of the eyes like this. Take this, and then you kind of rotate it. Just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing for the other side. Just kind of take and rotate it around. And see those eyes now? And now we're going to proceed to do is take and make the nose. What I'm going to do is take another small piece of clay. Let me see, about this size here. And we're going to take, and I'm going to show you that we're going to make that into a shape kind of like a triangle of sorts. See that? And then we're going to proceed to put this right here. And I want to work this in like this. Just like that. We'll make the little nose. So now what we want to do is we want to take our sculpting tool and we want to kind of take and indent it like this. Make a nice little indentation. Like that. See how I did that? Make that little indentation. And then what we can do too is if we want to make the mouth now, we can take the toothpick and kind of push that in like that. And then we're going to go around and put it in approximately the same area. See how I did that? You kind of cut it in half. And now you get the mouth. We'll just leave it a little bit open. And then another thing that I'd like to do is I want to take and carve out the ears a little bit like here. So I'm going to take and just scoop out a little bit of clay here from the ears. See how I did that? And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. And then the next step in the process will be we want to make the paws. So I'm going to take this toothpick and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do the same on the back. So do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll do the last and final leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what we proceed to do is you want to make the fur. So on the face, you probably make smaller strokes. So see this? Kind of do little small strokes like this. Just like that. For the face. See, I'm just doing little small strokes. Just like that. And then you want to do the same thing for around the eyes and the face. Just going to do those little small strokes. Just like that. And what we're going to proceed to do is you're going to go all around the animal in that manner. For the face, you'll do finer strokes, but as you get to the body and the legs, you can take longer strokes. Just kind of go around like that. See, I'm just kind of taking little strokes like this. And then when you want to do the lower body, I always like to poke holes in the bottom here, so when I bake the clay, it doesn't crack. So I'm going to take my toothpick and make like 3 little holes. And then what I want to proceed to do is I want to make the fur. See, I'm just kind of doing those strokes for the fur. Just like that. Want to do that. And you're going to do these little strokes all the way around the body. You're going to do the legs. And then when you do the legs, what I would do is you probably could take the strokes and kind of go like in a downward movement like this. Just like that. Just keep working it. And you're going to go all the way down the leg like that. And you're going to do the tail also. The tail, just kind of hang on to it with your fingers. See how I just kind of working the tail. Just like that. And then I'll show you a little bit more of the body when I do it. Just going to do those short strokes. It gives it a nice texture for the fur. Now you're going to proceed to do this all the way around on the lion cub, and I'll show you what it will look like when it's completed. See the lion cub here? You can see how I made all the little strokes for the fur. Then you can see the face. I did it on the underside. See the 3 little holes from when I baked it. And you'll do that, and even on the tail, you can see some of the strokes on the tail. So that's what it will look like when it's completed. Now I'll proceed to paint it. The colors of paint that you will need tonight are black for the eyes and the claws. We'll have this tan color for the body. This yellow color here for the inside of the ears. For the eyes, I like to have this light blue, and then I like in the black. And then for the spots, we use this brown color. Because lion cubs when they're born, they have like all these little spots, as you can see here, all over their body. And then as they grow older, these fade out and disappear as they become mature. So the first thing that we will do is I'll show you the brushes that we want to use. This brush here we'll use for the eyes, because it's nice fine point. And that's very good. And then we'll probably use that for the nose also, and the mouth, to outline it. There's, for the body, we'll use this brush here because it's wider. And then we'll take some of these smaller brushes here for like the inner ear and then doing the spots. I'll take a few more of these that way. And you can see some of these we'll use these size brushes. And that way we'll have a good supply. The first thing that I want to do is we'll do, there's one more color I want, pink, for the inside of the mouth. We can move these aside. So the first thing we'll do is we'll take this tan color and we'll proceed to paint the body with it. What I like to do is do the underside first. So you get this like back and forth movement like this. Back and forth, just like that. Because sometimes you might want to paint this part of this and then let it dry and then paint the other parts. Because otherwise you get your hands all covered with paint. And then for the body here, can I see how I do that back and forth movement? Now for the legs, you probably want to start with the inner legs first. See how I got the inside of the legs here? I always like to do those first. That way I know that they're done. Just like that. You go back and forth. And then we can work our way around. So you're just gonna, then you can paint like the bottom of the front of the foot. See this one I'm gonna paint like where the little claws are gonna be. We're gonna use black paint in a minute for that. But you're going to go back and forth like that. For the face, you want to do a back and forth movement, like that, just like that. And you might want to use one of the smaller brushes. As you get closer to the eyes and some of this area here, you can use a smaller brush to paint the face, and I'll show you how you probably want to do that. What I would do is I'd take one of these smaller brushes here and just use this for the, when you want to get very close up for the face, like that. That way you don't get paint where you don't want to. Just go back and forth, just like that. So you're going to paint the entire body this tan color. The next thing that I want to show you is I want to show you how to do the inner ears. We'll take this, and we're going to take this, it almost looks like a yellow cream color. And we'll paint that inner ear. So I'll take one of these brushes here. And see this here now? We're going to take, just kind of dab the inner ear with this. Just like that. We'll proceed to do the other one. Just dab the inner ear like that. And that looks good. So then what you want to do is we want to use this tan color again. And see this on the ear, you're just going to go around the outer edge of the ear with the tan color. Like that. See, I'm going around it. And you want to do the same for the other side. Just like that. Just paint like that. And just go around. See how the smaller brushes allow you to do closer or close-up detail. And you continue to paint the face in that manner and go and paint all around. The next thing that I'd like to show you is how to do the mouth. And we take this, dab it in. And the mouth is slightly open here, so what you do is take the brush and just kind of dab it in like this. So I'm kind of just putting that in there. Then you can kind of see how the pink color is in there. Just going to just swish it around in the mouth area. The next thing that we want to do is paint the blue eyes. We'll take our really fine brush for that, the one that I said would use for the eyes, and just kind of dab in and around here. So I'm just kind of dabbing in there. Gives it that nice, beautiful blue color. And then we're going to proceed to do the black. And now we'll take and we'll do the eye. So what I'm going to do is take this and just dab it in here like this. Go right into the center of the eye where we made the hole with the just dab it like that. That's where we made the hole with the toothpick. And now, another area we can use the black on is, see these little, we'll do the claws right here, where we made the little indentations. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll do the same thing over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll do that in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll do the same thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we want to paint the nose here, black. See that? Just going to dab that. We can outline the mouth here. See that? That way you can see the outline on the mouth. So see how that looks? We can add that. And then now we'll proceed to go to the brown color. What you want to do is just do like little dots. Go kind of dab like that. You can do that around the body, on the legs. And then like the tip of the tail, you want to make that, just make it brown. But then you also want to put little dots on it too. Like that. And we'll proceed to make the dots all around the baby lion cub. And you can do that all around the body. And I'll show you what it looks like on the finished painted version. Here's the finished painted version on the lion cub. You can see how we did the yellow for the ears, almost the light yellow, the blue and the black for the eyes, the black nose, the outline in the mouth. You can see how we did the tan color all around the body of the lion cub. But then see how we put all the little brown dots. And another area too that you want to paint with the brown is right behind the ears, like that. So you put those dots all around for the lion cub. And then I just like to put a little streak down his back there too, like that, to add some realism. And that's the lion cub. And I do hope you enjoyed coming to Creations in Clay tonight. And I do look forward to seeing you again next week. Goodbye for now.